Absolutely.
Well, here's something that could only exist in 2016. It's a new game called Pokemon Go. In the game, creatures called Pokemon roam the real world around you. You can view and capture them on your phone. Think of it like a virtual scavenger hunt you can only see through your phone. The game has grown rapidly in the past 2 weeks, and because it uses the real world as a playing ground, it is leading players outside and into their community.
I went up to the Miller Showers Park, and I stopped at Butler Winery on the way back, which I've never been to before, just because I saw it on Pokemon Go. Got a bottle of wine.
Some are worried that distracted players will lead to injuries. Others are celebrating the healthy effects of the game. Joining us now is Mike Sellers. Sellers is a professor of practice focusing on game design. He's here to discuss public safety, augmented reality, and whether or not this game can build a stronger sense of community. I cannot believe how many people are playing this. How many people did you see on the way over playing?
At least a dozen. We're surrounded by Pokestops here. Yes.
Right here.
Yeah, right.
We may have some in the studio.
We might.
Is this one of the biggest gaming in the history of, I mean, does it get any bigger than this?
To my knowledge, this is the biggest game release ever. Bigger than Candy Crush or a lot of ones that the people have heard of. It's bigger than Twitter right now. It has more installs than Tinder, and more people are using it more for longer each day than Facebook, so it's enormous.
So why did this catch on?
I think a lot of it was timing. There's a lot of factors that came together. A certain amount of nostalgia for people in their 20s and 30s. They played with Pokemon as kids, and now they get to play with it in the real world. Everyone has smartphones, or enough people have smartphones. The property's terrific. There's just a lot of things that came together, and I think people are ready now for augmented reality games.
So AAA warning Hoosiers about the dangers of playing this game while they drive.
Yes.
I think about too just walking with it and not watching maybe perhaps where you're going. But others are saying that it's increasing health. People are getting out and kind of being part of a community. Do you see that?
I think both of those are true. I think there are some valid concerns, certainly. We've all learned, I hope, not to text and drive. We've all learned how to deal with cell phones with cameras on them or with smartphones. This is another thing we're going to have to learn how to integrate into our lives as we've integrated a lot of other technologies from the web on up. At the same time, there are some terrific health benefits. A lot more people are walking around. You know, that we've seen the story about the Muncie, Indiana animal shelter that advertised and wanted people to come walk their dogs. So I think there's a lot of great health benefits. There's some things we need to be cautious about, but this is just another thing we're going to have to integrate into our lives technologically.
And we heard from that player who says that he's been to some different places because of the game. So is this starting to create some more human interactions and perhaps a sense of community too?
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the big success points from this game, is that rather than just being social and viral through the game, it's actually social in the real world. If I see you on the street and you're looking at Pokemon, I'm going to talk to you about it. There's a lot of stories, positive stories about that coming out, about people doing just that.
Now you used the term augmented reality. What does that mean and how does that relate to players?
So people have probably heard about virtual reality, which is where you put the goggles on your face and you're sort of immersed in this other world. Augmented reality is when you have a game or an app that takes place in the real world. So through your phone, you're able to see the Pokemon. If we had one here, it would look like it was sitting on the desk or on the floor. And the software is very, very smart about how to do this. This is the first major app or game that we've seen using augmented reality, but it's far from the last. This is what I've been saying is sort of the first robin of spring as far as augmented reality. So just like when the web came on and smartphones came on, this is going to be a whole other trend like that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.